Hi everyone, my name's Alex Lefevre, and welcome to my art channel. Today I just wanted to take a few minutes just to talk about something I briefly mentioned last week. I spoke about how music can influence your artwork. Specifically, and today I was just going to talk about how music is an influence in my artwork. I'm just going to take a few moments just to break down how the sounds, the tones, the vocals of the artist, how all of that can play a role in what you paint. So let's get started. Painting is something that should always free flow. It should always come naturally to you with no pressure. Just something that you can take your time in. It's really important that you choose the right tools for the job. Something that you know you're going to be comfortable with. So that way, when you're ready, you can relax. You can just be yourself with you and your canvas and the colors that you chose for a set operation. Now, throughout this video, you're going to hear me often intermingle music, a sound, with something you see or feel or hear. And to me, that's how they come across. Nothing is ever just one sense. And I wanted that to come across in my artwork. You shouldn't feel just one sense when you look at it. I want you to, when you have art, people should be in that moment with you. They should be able to feel something, see something, hear something, smell something. That's what I think it means to have real art. The right colors on a screen, on a canvas, or whatever else you're putting your art in. Those colors can set the mood, they set the tone, they set the atmosphere. They bring life to something or can take it away. They really hone in on your emotions or let them burst free. For example, in this painting we have what I called a rainy day in Seattle, where we see rain coming down, but it's rain, even the sun is raining. But we see these colors popping out so bright, so vibrantly, so that way it's almost a great, beautiful rain when it comes down. Versus a simple pouring rain, which would pour down and kind of give you a drabby, dreadful tone. And when you're connecting paint to music, it's important that you know first what exactly you're wanting to paint that day, and then think about what tone you want that painting to have. So, for example, when I was painting this picture of what I called a rainy day in Seattle, I was listening to a couple of songs. One of them was a song from the movie A Silent Voice, and the name of the song is called Heartbeat. And it's this nice little melody where each note it sounded to me like a little drip of rain and splash of color. And I wanted to reflect that in this painting with little splashes of color and rain coming down from the sky. So that way, where it was still rain, but it was pretty rain. Something that you were perfectly content walking outside in. Music has that same effect on you, where you hear something and it moves you to be okay with something or at peace or whatever, even in the rain. Next we have a painting I made called what I called the private playground, where here we see a couple dancing. And when I made this painting, I wanted to have a couple dancing. I wanted to feel that love that they had, but also like they were on a stage and have that sense of awe with them. Now, what role did music play in this painting here? Well, obviously they're on a stage to music, so they're going to be listening to something on their own. But for me, I couldn't help but think kind of like an Ed Sheeran vibe, you know, when his music, it's kind of poetic and they often tell stories of people. And when I think about that, I came up with this painting here. Something that's a story, but also just a song. Next we have this powerful, huge whale tail. And you can't help but be humbled by that sense of awe, of seeing something bigger than yourself. Now with this one, I didn't quite hear a song when I was listening to it. So what I did was I played for myself when I was painting it some actual sounds of the ocean and snow and stuff. So that way, when I got this in design, I could hear those waves crashing, the swirling, the ice, all of it working together, and really put myself in that scene. So it doesn't have to always be physical music. Next we have this painting. It was inspired by a song called Youth by The Negative Famous, and it was talking about that freedom, that search, that relying on friendship and stuff. But unlike the others, this song has a lot more kick and bass and loud, synthetic, funky noises going on. And when I was listening to that song, I wanted that reflected in this painting. I wanted loud, I wanted drips of stuff, I wanted trails, I wanted lights and all kinds of different reactions going on. So it was never just simple brushstrokes or just swirls or just straightforward designs. It had to be multiple things, just like a pop song. This was a painting I made a couple years ago, where I wanted to really incorporate the sound itself of driving, of just cruising while you're in the road. Here you have someone just minding their own business, going out for a drive, hands out the window. You could hear that summer air, that summer vibes, and they're just listening to the radio. So I had my favorite summer playlist going on, and I pictured myself. What do? I'm cruising. I'm chilling. It's as if I just let me and the music go and roll down the street, not caring a bit in the world. And so, how do you reflect that in a painting? So I added sound waves. I added the hand out the window. Now, just like the last painting, you do have a little bit of some distress going on with the colors. You have things not quite 100% lined up with each other. But that's because, they're just going and working with what they got. They're just cruising. Next we have that Ocean Waves painting I showed last week there. What was the music I was listening to this? I was listening to a couple of different songs. I was listening to Don't You Worry by Oh Wonder. I was listening to Procrastinating by Sleepy Fish. Just a couple of different songs that make you relax, makes you feel yourself at that beach, makes you say, you know what, things are gonna be okay. Just gonna relax and find that tranquil moment. But how do you paint that? So what I did was I first painted along. They look out, they see the waves might even touch their feet. They hear the sounds, they see the sky, and they're not worried about rain. They're not worried about danger. They're not worried about anything at all. They're just relaxed, just like those songs. So I let the colors feel relaxed. I let them still show the harsh nature of the wind and of the power of the waves. Next we have the vinyl record painting. Now when I made this painting, I was thinking about the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack there. Why did that soundtrack come to mind? Why was I listening to that one when I made this painting? Well, it's a bit of a mix of everything. You feel it's made with this old sound that's got some funk to it, that you feel every groove and every ounce of hard work that was made into producing that record. But you also get a sense of life and love and laughter and fun and entertainment. So, how did I incorporate that into a painting? Well, I had first obviously the record design, but it isn't a perfect circle. It's relaxed a little, it's got some fun with it. It's got a little bit of sprinkled some red on the top of it, some colors here and there. I have the graffiti going in different directions, that style, that street style. Why? Alright, thank you for sticking with me for this video here. This is just a brief little going over of how music is an important role in connecting with artwork and how it can affect you and also anyone who looks at your art as well. It can be a great influence to you and really help shape and guide you to get the exact type of piece you want. So, this is how it affects me, and hopefully it'll have an effect on you as well. Again, my name is Alex Lefebvre, and thank you for checking out my art channel.